Have you ever wondered about the nature of kindness? Is it really benevolent? Is it a pipe dream, propaganda, religion, politics? Is it a fairy tale? These have been reoccurring considerations throughout my plight as a mother and an artist, and I trust that this glimpse into my creative process may inspire your own heartfelt thoughtfulness. Cannot wait to see what kind of crazy shit is posted. There's a famous verse that characterizes love as being patient, kind, forgiving, humble, and tempered. Around the new year, I took the time to list at least 100 reasons why I believe that love is the only resolution we need. The reason that I consider love the authority over all adversity is because of pragmatic optimism. I look at it like this: love has the power to keep in alignment our primal instincts that, when are misguided by our upbringing, genetic phenomenon, societal development of modern convenience that have taken us away from our connection with the earth, may present in fear, irrational, or even deep subconscious fear that, if we were in tune with our primal instincts, would be invaluable alerts to be aware and cognizant of the world around us. I believe that love radiates the light that can overshadow these subconscious misguided fears. Once these fears take root, they lead to a lot of confusion, ambiguity, a cognitive dissonance. But love embodies the clarity to temper looming uncertainty from these misguided instincts that turn into fear, that make confusion and a distorted view of the actual threats around us. Okay. The culmination of misguided instincts leading to irrational fears, which then make a lot of crazy-making chaos that forms deeper entrenched uncertainty, can slowly erode one's sense of confidence in discerning their path, which leads to self-doubt and esteem issues. And all of these then present in behaviors. This cycle of feeling bad and not having the discernment to recognize the course to distinguish rational and vital primal fears from the confusion of a life detached from our nature in many regards, can lead to a downward spiral that only the clarity and the purity of love, the inherent drive to survive, can redirect. So, anyway, yada yada, blah blah blah, one love, love is all you need. It's been said to death, correct? Seems like, what else can we possibly say about love? That's the thing. The benefits of love seem so obvious. Which is what makes this consideration relevant to the nature of kindness. It really makes me wonder, is it not glaringly obvious to everybody? Throughout the rise and fall of civilizations, did people just not get the memo that being nice is, if not altruistic and benevolent, is at least self-serving for human survival and existence? Is there some dark force that is restraining humanity from implementing the most basic function of love? I think it basically comes back to the practical question of behavior, which is where the abstract of kindness enters the room. Is it something that is an ideal, a principle, or is it something that we can actually live by in practice? There is a famous verse about the characteristics of love, that it is patient, it is kind, it's forgiving, and it's humble, and all of these wonderful things. And when it comes to kindness, you might think generous, considerate, empathetic, treat others as you wish to be treated. However, there's the association of comparison, a relativity amongst subjects. The root kin can also be associated with kind. We are of one kind, one similarity. They are my kin, like the next of kin, as in your lineage or your group, your, it could be ancestral, it could be your tribe. So there's the kinship aspect. I like to think of kindness not in the sense of a relative association and grouping of subjects, but to evaluate it as for its inherent qualities. And quality, again, not in the sense of comparison of perceived value, but by characteristics. When we think of being kind, we might think of, again, the generosity. Like, what is the ultimate within relationships? Here is another glorious mic check on the way to yet another fun-filled hospital day. There's a kindred association, kindred, like kindred spirit, of the same kind. And so we have like kind in a sense of groupings and relativity and fitting people or objects into a cluster of similarity. And then we have, like, you think kindness is the state or the condition or the quality of being kind or of being of one's kind. So when you think to be kind to somebody, you basically treat them as a kin opposed to an enemy. As yucky as it might feel, that is a really pragmatic way to look at it. If we consider all elements of nature, one world, one love, as one kind, and by the association of the Earth in this galaxy that we happen to all be a part of, the relevance is not so we are of the human kind, or we're of the plant kind, or of the other form of animal kind, but a kindred, a kinship to the condition of being on Earth. And if we could somehow find the kindred spirit of the earthly beings, and maybe even, who knows, if there's angelic or supernatural or space alien, crossovers, well, then that would be, a part of this dimension as well. But a kindness, a lens of kindness would be looking at things from a position of amicability, of being of one kind, of a kindred spirit, of being an extended kin, opposed to being an adversarial other. And so, pragmatically speaking, as ugly as it may seem, again, being kind, not to perpetuate the bigotry and the dividedness that occurs, but to recognize that within this paradigm, that's one legitimate, or at least real, consideration. It boils down to, we are of one dimension. No, we're not one-dimensional. We are, by extension, one kind. Bad news at the doctor. Fun times. One kinship, one kindred spirit. If we can adopt a lens of camaraderie and kinship, opposed to looking at things in groups of, this is our group and that's others. I was just saying, it's great to get more bad news, like the Dante's Inferno. Perpetuating or self-serving only of our own group and adversarial to those of another kind. And we recognize that the all for one, one for all, and truly embody that and switch, like tune our consciousness or our perception. More bad news at the doctor. Just to detect, opportunities to bridge gaps where in unexpected places, it can help perpetuate us all. And that's what I feel is missing, and that's what I implore people to contemplate. If you put your heart and your mind and then the conflicting realities of the world outside all together through this filter of everything we do and say reverberates somehow in some way that we will probably never know, there's a different level of personal accountability. So all the songs have been sung, all the poems have been written, all the stories have been told of the psalms of kindness and the benefits of virtue. But this is the thing. Me, a commoner, a peasant folk, a low-minded, poor-minded, whatever, pauper, what could I conceivably offer? What can us folk offer? It's all been said. Everybody knows it. Love, 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 love. But in this world of physics and metaphysics, I feel called and more justified in being one of the voices that are repeating over and over and over the same thing, like a nurturer would to the children, that until we realize that we need to keep track of our shoes in case there's an earthquake and we don't want to be running over broken glass without slipping our shoes on, we have to keep saying it until it clicks. In this world, there's a lot of clicking that needs to catch up. And if I am just a lonely voice out there and nobody hears, that's not of as great significance or consequence to me as my compulsion to be one of those voices attempting to tilt the scale toward, there's all this negativity that's going on, all of those subconscious fears of our misguided primal instincts that telling us, the way to be and the way to think in adversarial. It's the haves and the have-nots. Well, there are those voices that can persist, that are meant to set the tone or to maintain the om, the mantra. And I would rather have more voices just out in the apparent void touting the virtues of love and of kindness than sitting back and presuming, oh, they've already said it, it's already been done, there's enough, there's better people, whatever, smarter, more influential people that are already. No, if we can all take a percentage of our energies and just concentrate it in that direction of love, we might be able to shift the paradigm. We might actually be able to affect the intended application of harmonious humanity, human existence on this planet that is not surviving very well the impact of a lot of the adversarial, unkind confrontations. And so that is my intention here. It's not to pretend I have the answers to the nature of kindness. It's to inspire you to not be afraid to look at things from another perspective. Dream up a fairy tale perspective. Consider someone else's perspective. Don't be afraid to consider things, to align your heart and your mind, and you never know what you might find and the hope that it might offer. So that is my message of the day. Be kind in the sense of finding the commonality and the beauty in diversity. That's it. If you like this glimpse into my creative process, please subscribe to join the journey.